What is up, guys? Archon I'm here bringing you guys another YouTube video. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing the Lions versus Packers controversy that's going on right now. I am personally appalled by what is going on here. I have been a Detroit Lions fan my whole life. I've been through most of it. I've been through the 0-16 season. I've watched us get to the playoffs against the Saints and get missed calls where we picked up a fumble and we're going to run it back to the end zone to seal the game, and the refs blew the play dead before, we could pick the ball up because they didn't think it was a fumble. Now look at what they do. Now they let the play out when there's a fumble on the field and then review it. Where was our review that year when that happened? Oh, well, it's the Lions. Who cares, right? We get knocked out of the playoffs. A couple of years later against the Dallas Cowboys, there's two penalties. Des Bryant walks onto the field without a helmet on to argue a call on the field. No flag there, but every other time somebody walks onto the field without their helmet on when they're not supposed to even be on the field because he's not part of the defense, there's no call. Then you have the face guard on Brandon Pettigrew. Well, not even a face guard really on Brandon Pettigrew, where he just purely tackled Brandon Pettigrew and knocked him to the turf. That's not PI. They called it face guarding. Whatever. Fine. Let's move on. The Monday night game against Seattle where Calvin Johnson catches it, the ball gets loose into the back of the end zone, and then it's batted out of the back of the end zone. You can't bat the ball out the back of the end zone as a defensive player. It's against the rules. No flag there, but again, I do believe that one can slide because that one was with the replacement officials, I believe. At this point, I can't even tell the difference between the replacement officials from a few years back and the actual officials. Let's be real. Nobody can tell the difference. The officiating's still garbage. Then we have the Hail Mary against Aaron Rodgers, where he initially goes down on a sack, but somehow there's another phantom hands to the face call, which is actually a pretty good theme because that's what this video is about, is two phantom hands to the face calls on Trey Flowers. But we'll get to that later. Anyway, Rodgers gets another shot at the 50-yard Hail Mary, which is epic and iconic and has been in a lot of videos and video packages the NFL has produced throughout the years when they talk about the hands to the face. Oh, look at this. The Tavon Wilson hit where Geronimo Allison ran into Tavon Wilson, who was trying to make a play on the ball, not make a play on Geronimo Allison. But don't worry, that's an illegal 15-yard penalty. Let's watch. In slow-mo. He's making a play on the ball. You can see his hands spread out. Geronimo Allison runs into Walker, but somehow that's a 15-yard unnecessary roughness penalty on Walker. Right. Because, receivers are allowed to initiate contact with helmet-to-helmet when the defender has a right to the ball as well. But don't worry, that's 15 yards. I'm really worked up, guys. Sorry, normally I don't do sports videos on this, but this is just getting out of hand. It's blatantly obvious the officials do not want Detroit to win, and you can sit there and say, yes, Detroit could have scored touchdowns instead of field goals, but they played that game so well that they were up 9 points in the fourth quarter, and it took two phantom calls in order for the Green Bay Packers to even get back into the game. And this seems to be a common theme. Like I said, they just target Detroit with these weird calls. And then every year it's, oh, well, look at what happened to Detroit this season. Well, better make a rule about it next season. Oh, it happened here as well. Calvin Johnson and the catch in Chicago was a big part because that pretty much opened the rule book on what is a catch in the NFL. Isn't that weird how that worked out? And then they said, oh, well, we'll get it right next year. It's just ridiculous. Not to mention the no calls against Green Bay. There was a no call for PI where Marvin Jones was literally tackled in the fourth quarter. It's just getting to be a huge joke. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the commentary here as they're showing off the highlights. I don't even care. Let the NFL flag the video. I don't even care. That's how pissed I am about this. I'm just tired of it. How are the Lions ever supposed to get better when the refs themselves don't let the Lions get any better? We're supposed to be the laughing stock of the league. It's made clear. The NFL doesn't want the Lions to get any better. That's what it's come down to. I'm convinced. It's just insane. Against Kansas City, there were some calls that didn't happen either, but that was more because the Lions did let that game go through their hands. Kerryon Johnson shouldn't have fumbled the ball at the 1-yard line, reaching it out for no reason. That's pretty much what killed Detroit in that game. That wasn't an official. That was just a bad play in Detroit. But it's usually in prime time. If Detroit's up, they're going to get screwed. It's just hands down what is going to happen. They are going to get screwed. We're getting ready to head to the fourth quarter, and you guys will be able to see some of the highlights and what I'm talking about. Meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and think of some other plays that have happened recently that the Lions have been screwed on. Let's see. We talked about the Bears. We talked about the two playoff games where we got robbed. What else was there? The Monday night game we talked. The last Monday night game they were live on. The 50-yard Hail Mary pass that Rodgers was allowed to get a second attempt at because of illegal hands to the face that never existed. What are some other calls? No, I think that covered all of the calls before tonight. That's all the major ones anyway. They got a bunch of news coverage. It's just insane. I mean, that right there was just justice. Smacked him right in the face mask, and Coleman was able to pick the ball off. Oh yeah, by the way, that's not a catch. Let's watch the replay on this. Catches the ball. 1, 2, and then drops it. That's actually a fumble, by the way. That's 3 steps with possession, and then he dropped it out of bounds, which would have been a first down. But because it's an incomplete pass, I believe that led to a punt. Or no, it leads to a field goal, my bad. 54-yard field goal by Matt Prater, who is just freaking money. Dude could kick a 70-yard field goal, no problem. Look at that. 54 yards, and he's at the top of the goalpost. That man could kick a 70-yard field goal, which is why we got the 2 phantom face mask calls. Because the refs knew that if Matt Stafford was allowed to get the ball and had a chance to get to the 50-yard line, there's a good chance that Matt Prater is kicking like a 70 or 80-yard field goal. Let's be real here. I would send Matt Prater out there for an 80-yard field goal. At least a 70. Maybe not an 80. 80's a little extreme. Okay, here we go. Let's watch this back. They're going to show me the replay. Show me the replay. Let's see it. Let's see the slow motion. He's got the shoulder pad. He's got the shoulder pad. How is it hands to the face? How is that hands to the face? He's got a shoulder pad. And this is on Trey Flowers, who has never had a hands to the face penalty called against him in his career. And he came over from New England. Coleman played his heart out tonight, man. Coleman, he played his heart out. They deserved to win this game with as much as what the defense did for them. And for it to come down like that, where's the penalty call there? Where's the penalty call? Oh, we're not going to replay that one, though. Don't worry, he was draped all over Marvin Jones down there. Yes, the Lions could have challenged it, because there's a new rule now where you can challenge pass interference, but it wouldn't have mattered anyway, because I'm sure the refs would have came back with, there was no conclusive evidence to overturn that there was no PI, because they would have marked it in the gray zone. Because they don't want to determine the outcome of the games, quote unquote. Let's see, here we go. Here's another, here we go. I believe this is the play. Yep. Watch the ref here on the top of your screen. Oh, no, never mind. It's the next play, sorry. This is where they needed to have somebody in the line there to stop Rodgers from running, and it didn't happen. 2nd and 7. Jimmy Graham comes in with a big catch. 2nd and 8. We're getting close to the second phantom PI. Okay, so 3rd and 4. Here we are. This is the next illegal hands to the face. Bakhtiari again. Watch the ref. Rodgers, the moment that play starts blowing up and Rodgers has to scramble, they throw the flag. Watch replay. See if you can find the hands to the face on this play, because I sure can't. Look, that is not his face mask that he has. Look at Bakhtiari. He has his hands in Flowers' face mask, though. But don't worry. Again, left shoulder. Watch Bakhtiari. He's got his hands in Flowers' face mask as he's pushing him back. If anything, it's a face mask on Bakhtiari, not Trey Flowers. So that should be offensive, and it should be 15 yards the other way, or 10 yards, or whatever offensive face mask is. I can't remember. Most of them are 15 yards. Of course, Mason Crosby kicks the field goal to win the game and seal the fate of the Detroit Lions in a completely stellar upset win. I mean, it's not like I said, the officials played any part in that, right? The officials didn't help the Packers win. There's no way. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you had fun watching. I know I'm a disgruntled Lions fan right now. I know there's many of you out there who are also disgruntled. It's just a ridiculous... Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and load up the Motown Miracle, as it's called. This was 2015, right? Yep, 2015 week 3. Let's go ahead and find. Let's see if we could find.
He hit it. All right, well, the ball is spotted. Yeah, he hits the face mask. And he hit it.
Here.
All right, well, the ball is spotted. Yeah, he hits.
Let's go ahead and put this in 1080p for you. Sorry, guys, that was in 360p. I forgot. I usually watch videos in 360p. That's my bad. He hit the face mask. This is the face mask play I was talking about with the Hail Mary earlier. Huh. Weird. He got a thumb that tapped the face mask. That isn't a face mask though. He's not grabbing the face mask. His thumb bumps the face mask on its way to the shoulder pad. But don't worry, that's against Detroit, so we're gonna call it anyway. Anyways, guys, like I said, that's gonna do it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you had at least got some enjoyment out of it. I had fun venting. It's a mess. The Lions need something. I don't know. They need divine justice at this point. Because it's ridiculous that we're supposed to be the laughing stock of the league and the NFL makes sure that we're the laughing stock of the league. And I'm not saying the NFL is rigged from a player's standpoint. It might be from the NFL standpoint with the referees, though, because there's a lot of weird calls that happen in the NFL and a lot of weird no calls that are blatantly obvious right in front of the officials. But anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think of the Packers-Lions game. Do you think the officials were blatantly trying to screw the Lions, or do you think that the Lions should have just gone down the field and scored touchdowns instead of field goals to win the game? Because honestly, to me, I think that defense played its heart out tonight. I think that they did what they could. You can't play football any better than that defense did for 60 minutes. And there's no way. Like in the post-game conference, Matt Patricia said we're going to look back at the footage and we're going to try to coach it better. How are you going to coach it better when you're not even committing penalties to begin with? Like, I don't know. I'm disgruntled. I'm probably not going to do more sports videos. I'm fed up with this and I needed to get it out, you know. As a Lions fan, it happens. Like I said, hopefully you guys comment down below. Let me know what you think of it. Like, favorite, subscribe. We'll be back to video game content for the next video. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.